Hello and welcome to Dave's Random Item Show. As always, I'm your host, David G. Firestone. For this month's episode, I'm going to focus on animated cells and backgrounds. It goes without saying that animation is a staple of pop culture, and while 3D animation is now the norm for movies, many TV shows and commercials still use traditional animation methods. These involve cells and backgrounds. Now each cell, depending on various factors, is either 1/30th, 1/24th, or 1/60th of a second of a show, and the motion comes from the minute changes in the drawings and the backgrounds. Each shot is framed and the clear acetate cell sheet is put on the top of the background and then put onto the camera, held in place by the little holes at the bottom. A shot is snapped, 1/60th of a second is done, and the process is repeated. Now, I think everybody here watched cartoons growing up. That pretty much goes without saying. But what people don't seem to realize, well, maybe they didn't realize up until recently, but cells from your favorite childhood programs are becoming collector's items, and they even have their own section on eBay. I have a number of them, and today we're going to be examining them for this particular episode. First, let's start with animation cells from commercials. One thing I like to do when starting a new era of research is I get an item that I can use to familiarize myself with some of the aspects of other items to come. Now, this is the first animation cell I ever got. It's a cell from a Super Bowl commercial from the 1970s. One thing I've learned is that when you're collecting cells from TV commercials, it may be impossible to find the video of the commercial on the internet because a lot of these commercials are really lost to time. And I've done my searching and I've never been able to find the commercial the cell was used in anywhere on the internet. Let's discuss this Capri Sun commercial cell and background next. Like the Super Bowl commercial cell, it seems that this commercial is lost to time because I've tried time and time again to find any footage of this commercial on the interwebs. I haven't been able to find it, not for a lack of trying. Now this cell features a kid drinking a Capri Sun while a multicolored vortex swirls in the background. Both the cell and background come with matching production pencil drawings. I believe this was used in the 1980s or 90s, but I cannot confirm that with 100% accuracy. For the final TV commercial cells, we're going to take these two cells from a 1968 King Vitamin cereal commercial. Now, I need to point out that it is spelled Vitaman, Vitaman, as opposed to vitamin, Vitamin. Now, some of you are going to laugh at me at this, and justifiably so, but I swear on my life, prior to finding these cells, I had never heard of King Vitamin cereal. I'd never heard of it. But apparently it was produced from 1968 to 2019. If I ever have tried it, I'm not aware of it. Now, according to Wikipedia, this is the description of the cereal. Quote, King Vitamin cereal boasted high vitamin and iron content, in addition to a more modest amount of sugar, 6 grams per serving, than many of the more popular breakfast cereals, such as Captain Crunch and Lucky Charms, which contain 13 grams of sugar or more, end quote. Now, like a lot of kids' cereals do, King Vitamin strived for an iconic and successful mascot, and not for a lack of trying, but nothing they did really stuck. But we get to these commercial cells. Now, this is again according to Wikipedia. Quote, the early television commercials for the cereal were animated by J-Word Productions, the creators of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Their advertising featured King Vitamin as knights Sir Laugh-It-Up and Sir Cravenlay, and their foes the Blue Baron and the Not-So-Bright Knight. The earlier commercials had King Vitamin tell his dim-witted knight to pour the milk over the King Vitamin cereal, but instead, the milk is poured over the king, prompting the king to say angrily, "Not me, you ding-a-ling," the cereal. Subsequent non-animation advertises featured a jingle inviting children to have breakfast with the king, end quote. Have breakfast with the king. Doesn't Burger King own that now? Anyway, these two cells are from the first set of commercials in 1968, specifically the battering ram commercial. I'm going to play that commercial for you right now.
I wonder who could be knocking at this hour.
Me, that's who.
Oh, dear, it's the Blue Baron, Your Majesty.
Yes, King Vitaman, and I'm here to capture your golden treasure.
I didn't think it was a social call. What do you think, Sir Craven?
Give him the treasure, sire.
My golden treasure? You mean my whole supply of King Vitaman cereal? Those sugar-sweet little golden crowns, crisp and crunchy, every bowlful with a whole day's worth of vitamins and iron? Oh, I can't do it, Craven.
Then what is your command, sire?
Open the front gate.
But you just said...
And while you're at it, open the back gate, too.
Charge! Hold it! Hold it! Yay! He did it!
Long live King Vitaman!
Oh, I will, as long as I keep eating this.
King Vitaman cereal, a royal treat from Quaker.
It regally is.
These two cells are from the battering ram commercial. One is the battering ram itself. The other is the battering ram sinking in the water with a pencil drawing in addition to the cell. And this was the only commercial cell I have where I was able to find the actual footage of the commercial, so I'm happy about that. Now we move on to television animation cells. Now first off is this cell, which comes to us from Captain O.G. Reedmore in 1988. Specifically, this cell is from the Puss in Boots episode of Captain O.G. Reedmore, which was the fourth and second to last episode of the short-lived show. And in this series, he told the story of Puss in Boots. This particular cell is of the ogre, the main villain of the story, and the shot is set up so that he is high up in the left corner, and it comes with a matching production drawing. Finally, we move on to this cell, which was from the vastly successful and influential first one of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, any child of the late 80s and early 90s remembers the original Ninja Turtles. How could you forget them? They become iconic and are still iconic today. I'm not 100% sure what episode this is from, but it features a rear shot of Michelangelo and he's battling an unknown foe. That's all I can find. I don't have the time to go through every single episode looking to figure out what this is from. Well, that's the end of the video. We're going to the Dr. E.L. Wellborn Medicine Company for the next video. I'm going to be covering them again. I'm Dave Farson. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.